Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy John Wong here, back again with another video. And today we have one of the best sneaker releases of 2025. Alright, as always, before I begin today's video, if you guys have not seen my most recent video where I go over my entire sneaker collection, make sure to go check it out afterwards. It was an hour long and it's a crazy video because I was so exhausted after filming that. But you can see my entire sneaker collection from beaters to my grails. So if you guys have the time, make sure to go check it out afterwards. You could definitely use a lot more love. And I would very much appreciate it if you guys could leave a big thumbs up for me on that video as well. But like I said before, today we have another sneaker pickup to add to the collection. But before we go into that, I wanted to go over another pickup that I got recently. And I'm very excited to go over this with you guys. So right here, this is from Kith. Now, if you guys don't know me by now, you should know that I love Kith. I'm just obsessed with them. I always wear a bunch of Kith pieces, and my favorite of their lineups are the Kith Marvel collaboration. So every year, Kith has a different collaboration with Marvel on different themes. So one year it was Spider-Man, another year it was their Marvel Villains collaboration, and this year they did Marvel vs. Capcom. And what was great about it was that they also gave me early access to the drop, so I was able to access everything a day earlier. So I wanted to unbox them with you guys. So let's do it, because I'm so excited for how these shirts look. Again, Kith never misses with their collaboration. They always look so good. And I just love the design on their Kith shirts. I love the quality of their shirts. All right, so I got two tees, as you guys can see right here, and I'll unbox them one by one. All right, so the first tee we got up, I'm pretty excited about this one. So, I mean, you can kind of see through the plastic, but let's open it up. Woo! Look at that! So hopefully you guys are able to see, but basically we have an X-Men themed Marvel Kith collaboration shirt right here. I think this shirt is so fire. I'm actually kind of glad that this wash is not necessarily like matte black, but it's in this kind of like aged black, kind of looks vintage. I feel like Kith makes a lot of black t-shirts, but I love when they have this like vintage wash to their shirts, which makes the look so much better. So as you guys can see right here, basically we have this Kith logo, right? On one side we have Cyclops and its optic blast shooting. On the other side we got Magneto, and they kind of come together to make this Kith logo. And I think it's so cool because I love how on this side, right, this is like their typical box logo one, but then you get that different font of Kith as well. I love how on this side of the Kith logo, this is basically like a bubble print. It's kind of puffy here, versus on the other side, it's more screen printed. So this shirt is overall very fire. Oh man, I'm gonna enjoy wearing this. I love the color contrast. I love how there's red here, there's purple here. I feel like there's a lot of options for sneakers that you can decide to pair these with. So yep, this is the first tee I picked up. Very, very awesome, amazing tee that I got. I also forgot to mention when it comes to the X-Men, Cyclops is basically my favorite X-Man. I think he's so cool. Definitely a fan favorite of this, so I'm happy to have owned this kind of shirt with Cyclops on it. All right, and let's move on to the second shirt. Basically, this one was the one that caught my eye out of all the pieces they dropped. When I saw this piece, I was like, I gotta go for it. I'm just absolutely crazy about this one, and I was able to get this one without a problem. Let's go. All right, I'll show you guys first. Look at that, yo. Oh man, this is so fire. Now, I've said it again, if you guys know me, you know that I am a huge Spider-Man fan. Like, this is absolutely insane, this whole design. Right, we have the symbiote suit Spider-Man with this artwork. Just this entire t-shirt is crazy. Now, I don't know a single person that doesn't think that the black suit Spider-Man is so tough. Like, this shirt is amazing. Also on the top, we have that Kith box logo as well in white. I think that's so cool. I love the design of the box logo. I love how it's themed with webs. And the best thing about it is that when it comes to the texture of it, it's made in this like bubble puffy print, which is really cool. Very good quality for a shirt. I'm gonna have a lot of fun rocking this shirt. I have a lot of Spider-Man tees where he's wearing his regular suit, but now I have something where he's in the symbiote suit as well. Had to be a must cop for me. Look at this shirt. This is so amazing. I'm telling you guys, I love Kith so much when it comes to their pieces and collaborations, especially with Marvel. All right, but now let's move on to what we're really waiting for, the main driver of this video, the sneaker pickup that I got. So basically, these released last week and I did not have any problem copying them. I believe I just checked out. I was even like a minute late to the drop. They eventually sold out, but I was able to get a W on them. I think basically for anyone that wanted a pair of these and showed up for the drop on time, you were basically able to get one without a problem. Even like 10 minutes after the drop, these were still kind of sitting. Now, I bet these are widely produced. I think that there are a lot of them out there, but the thing is they were also so coveted as well that a lot of people just decided to cop a pair for themselves. So yeah, with that being said, let's get the box open and let's take the shoes out. All right. As you guys see, we have this black and red Nike box. For those of you guys that know, you know. You don't have to be a sneaker expert to know that anytime we have this kind of style box, this is definitely a Jordan 1. I definitely believe that Jordan 1s are not as hype as they used to be. I feel like Jordan 1s are just not popular at all anymore. They still make them, but not a lot of people want to buy them. But this specific pair brings a lot of nostalgia, and a lot of people actually like this colorway. This is something that you can't hate if you're a fan of the Jordan 1s. Even though I've had a couple of similar colorways of this pair, I decided to pick it up because I can never have enough of this color. So with that being said, let's take a look at the box. Let's open it up. All right, obviously we have our wrapping paper, and in 3, 2, 1. Oh, they individually wrap them? Whoa. They individually wrap them. They never really do that for Jordan brand. That's very interesting. So I guess I can't, how am I gonna do this? All right, and in 3, I feel like I'm unrolling like a hero, like a sandwich. And in 3, 2, 1. Sheesh! Yes, sir. Whoa, these look good. These look good. Yes, let's get it. Yes, man. Oh, at first I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick them up, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep them. But now I am very, very sure that these are it. As you guys can see, we do have the Jordan 1 lows in the Chicago colorway. Man, these are fire! Shoot! I need to put them on my feet right now. So for those of you guys that are into sneakers or have had Jordan 1s in the past, I'm sure that the first colorway that comes to mind when you think of the Jordan 1s are the Chicagos. And let me tell you guys, this sneaker is absolutely perfect. I'm honestly at a loss for words right now. Like, I might just stop filming this video and just like stare at these for a good minute because there's so much I want to unpack with this shoe. Like, first of all, I'm feeling the leather quality right now. It's like better leather quality than we've seen in a lot of different Jordan 1s lately. Oh man. So the last time we've seen a Chicago Jordan 1 low was actually in 2015. And that was the only time that we've seen this sneaker. So this is a retro from that sneaker release. I'm kind of shocked because the Jordan 1 lows have been around for so long, but they never really thought of making a Chicago colorway up until 2015. And I think what's even crazier is that they waited 10 years to bring this specific sneaker back. Now, in my opinion, even though Jordan 1 lows are not necessarily the Jordan 1 highs that are the OGs, that give off the classic, timeless look, I believe that the Jordan 1 lows are honestly easier to wear when it comes to lifestyle. As you guys know, Jordan 1s were made for basketball, so they do have the athletic look. But when you have the low cut, this is so much easier to wear with just like a lot of different pant options. For example, if you're gonna wear Jordan 1 highs, you kind of have to have the shape of the sneaker proportional to the fit of your pants. So that's why they look good with looser or baggier pants. If you're gonna wear like skinny jeans, they kind of look a little goofy. But with the Jordan 1 low cut, these are a lot more versatile and wearable with a lot of different things. Now, aside from the Chicago colorway being basically the best Jordan 1 color to have ever existed, you guys know me, you know that red is my favorite color, and these are just it. These are it, guys. Like, I can't believe that this sneaker is in my hands right now. A perfect red and white sneaker with some black, You cannot go wrong with a sneaker like this. Now, I already own other pairs of red Jordans, so let's go over them really quickly. First off, we have my first pair, the Spider-Man Jordan 1s, which is based off of the Chicago colorway, and it is Spider-Man themed, so it has the translucent outsoles. And this one was the best pair of sneakers that I've ever copped in my life because it is a red and white sneaker, super beautiful. It's also Spider-Man themed, as you guys saw before with my Marvel Kith drop. I love Spider-Man so much. So this one was definitely a must cop when these first released. And then after that, I thought I was pretty satisfied on a pair of red Jordan 1s until the reimagined Black Toes dropped, which is also a red and white and black sneaker. I didn't need it, but at the same time, I could not pass up on a red pair of Jordans. So I decided to cop these as well. So this was my second pair of red Jordan 1s. And I guess for those of you guys that are not sneakerheads, you probably wondered, did you really need a third pair of red Jordan 1s? At first, I didn't think so, but now that it's in my hand, 100 times over, yes. I think that the Chicago colorway is honestly a colorway that I'll never get tired of, and I don't mind having a bunch of different variations of them in my collection. Like, there are some sneakers where I'm like, okay, one pair is enough, I don't need any more. But when it just comes to red sneakers, I feel like that just defines who I am. Someone that just loves red so much. But there is a thing about this specific Jordan 1 low that is different from other Jordan 1s. Now, in 2015, when they released these Jordan 1 lows, they basically had, I don't know if you guys can tell, but they had a bigger swoosh. We call this the jumbo swoosh, which makes the cut of the sneaker look so much better. Now, I'll do a comparison with another pair of Jordan 1 lows that I have, which you guys can see. So we're gonna use my Shadow Jordan 1 lows, which are basically in the newer, more modern standard cut of the Jordan 1 low. So if I hold these two up together, you can sort of see that the Chicago pair, the swoosh is slightly fatter or wider compared to the Shadow pair. And same thing goes for the inner profile of the sneaker as well. If we turn them over, we can kind of see again that there is a jumbo swoosh to the Chicago pair and a smaller, more standard swoosh for the Shadow pair. Now, why is this such a big deal, you may ask? Well, basically, with the jumbo swoosh, it makes the sneaker look 10 times better for sneakerheads. It just is more aesthetically appealing. It makes the silhouette of the sneaker look better. For those of you guys that are not sneakerheads, it might not mean anything to you, but we love the jumbo swoosh. Basically, after that specific release in 2015, they discontinued the jumbo swoosh up until now. This is why the Chicago pair was so popular last week, because of that jumbo swoosh. Not because of the Chicago colorway. I fully believe that Jordan 1 colorways are kind of dead. Not a lot of people really care about OG colors anymore. But there's something that is so nostalgic about that jumbo swoosh that sneakerheads cannot resist buying. And the reason why there is a fatter swoosh is because there is a differences in the lace holes. So here on our standard one for the Jordan 1 Shadows, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 lace holes instead, versus for our Chicago one, we have 8 lace holes, which makes the shape of the ankle area a little different. Again, it's something that if you were not a sneakerhead and you didn't care about this stuff, it's not gonna matter to you. But for us sneakerheads, when we see this difference, it makes all the more difference. Now, I believe the retail on these sneakers were pretty expensive, retailing at a price of 140 bucks. And even though they're sold out on sneakers right now, you can still get them on StockX or any reselling site for basically retail. It's crazy that basically if you want a pair of Chicagos to this day, you can basically get them for retail price. I mean, I know that Jordan 1s don't hit the same way that they used to, but if you're someone that is, for the old times, that's still stuck on the past, you don't want to move on to anything other than Jordans, this is the best time for you. All right, so enough of me going crazy on the sneaker. Let's take a closer look at the shoe itself. All right, so starting off on the upper, we do have a white leather upper, followed by a varsity red mudguard. Now, let me say that when it comes to the leather quality for the toe box, it is pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like some leather qualities for other Jordan 1s are very dry, they're very plasticky, but this is slightly plush, which I kind of like. If it's soft, it's probably going to be a good shoe. You guys can see right here, as I kind of, put force on it and squeeze into it, you see that leather just kind of molding with my fingers. Now moving over to the side profile of the sneaker, we have our Nike swoosh in black. As you guys know, we have that jumbo swoosh, slightly bigger because of the differences in lace holes. Same thing on the inner of the sneaker, we also have that jumbo swoosh once again, which is slightly more noticeable from the inner profile. Now I did forget to mention that even though we don't really see this kind of cut of the Jordan 1s anymore, the only times that we pretty much see them is on Travis Scott collaborations with Jordan 1. So they have 8 lace holes as well, which means that they have the jumbo swoosh. Now moving over to our tongue area, we do have a white nylon upper. Now for the laces, we have some black laces that is pretty standard to the Jordan 1 Chicago colorway, but they also gave us an extra pair of laces in white, which honestly I kind of prefer over the black. I'm not sure which color I'm gonna put in. I mean, I love the white, but I also kind of want to keep the OG look. You'll basically see which one I decide going with when I do the on feet for these. Now moving up to the top of the tongue, we have the tongue tag in red and on white lettering. Now moving over to the back area, we have our varsity red color once again. On the heel area, we have our Jordan Wings logo in black, and this is embossed into the shoe. Now, one thing I love about this specific pair of the Jordan 1 Low Chicagos is that they are not reimagined, they're not modified, there's no changes made to the sneaker. Basically, there's no yellowed midsoles, it doesn't age, it's not supposed to make the sneaker look more vintage, but rather we have our flat white midsole. We have a clean looking pair of sneakers, because even though that the reimagined look can kind of pull off with the vintage aesthetics of today, just to have a clean look is something that you just don't really see anymore, and it's quite refreshing, to be honest. Now moving over to the insoles of the sneaker, we do have a white insole followed by a Nike Air logo towards the back in red. Now this is a pretty standard midsole for Jordan 1. Nothing too comfortable, but at the same time, it's slightly plush. And then finally moving on to our outsoles, we have our standard Jordan 1 traction patterning in varsity red, or Chicago, we should say. Nothing too special. We basically see this on every single Jordan 1. As for sizing, this sneaker pretty much fits true to size. So for me, that's a size 10. In terms of sizing, they're really not too different from anything else that we have seen before. But yeah, honestly, this was a sneaker that I was not expecting to see in 2025. When I got word of them earlier that they were releasing, I was like, I'll go for them. I just don't know if I need them. And I'm glad that I went for the release because, in short, I do need them. And I'm gonna be rocking them a whole bunch. Welcome to the family, welcome to the collection. Definitely cannot get tired of another pair of Chicago Jordan 1s. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got for today's video. Now, I'd like to hear from you guys. What's an older Jordan colorway that you guys want to see re-released for the future? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm definitely glad that I got to see the Jordan 1 Low Chicagos come back to life. Something that I never really thought I would have in my collection. And as always, if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button because more will be on the way. Again, these are the Jordan 1 Low Chicagos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.